Luke Skywalker is the hero we learned to love. His journey in the original trilogy inspired me to be a better person, a kind human that above anything else recognized the good in people.
I can save him, I can turn him back to the good side.
Before the release of the sequel trilogy, I envisioned Luke as the epitome of what a true Jedi should embody. A fresh take on how these powerful monk-like figures had evolved, becoming individuals that could recognize their feelings instead of ignoring them. Then Force Awakens and eminently The Last Jedi rolled around, and my whole perception regarding my favorite character took an abrupt turn. Suddenly, Luke felt like a different person. Sure, the passage of 30 years can shift one's perspective on life, but this was a stark departure from the heroic figure who once saved the universe. Instead, he appeared as a grumpy old man, seeking to bury the past and its painful memories rather than confronting them. I'm not saying that Luke in Return of the Jedi had turned into the perfect person that never did anything wrong. However, he never gave up. Yet, that's exactly the picture Rian Johnson and the sequel trilogy tried to paint. Maybe it's an unrealistic expectation to think that a hero always stays a hero, but I struggle to comprehend how the optimistic Luke Skywalker, who once resisted killing even the Emperor, could consider harming someone from his own family, even for a fleeting moment.
He would bring destruction and pain and death at the end of everything I love because of what he will become. And for the briefest moment of pure instinct, I thought I could stop it.
It's as if they failed to grasp the fundamental characteristics that defined Luke Skywalker in the first place. What's so powerful about the confrontation in Episode 6 is the fact that Luke chooses to lay down his weapon. He chooses to trust his father instead of giving in to his hate and rage. What he did to Kylo and how he behaves in The Last Jedi is the opposite, which made Luke evolve backwards, instead of growing into a wise Jedi Master that perhaps could have guided Rey, adding a more realistic layer to her story. Instead, the dynamics between master and apprentice were reversed in a manner that seems frankly nonsensical to me.
It was me. I failed. Because I was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master.
Luke's journey has always been characterized by struggle, failure, and the subsequent learning from those experiences. That's in essence how characters evolve. In The Last Jedi he struggles, but the difference has to do with that it doesn't fit with his previous actions and aspirations. Of course, it seems plausible that Luke might face challenges in establishing a new Jedi Order, but the decision to retreat into hiding, thereby leaving the New Republic vulnerable to attacks, was a narrative turn that I found unexpected, and not a decision Luke Skywalker would have done without reason, especially when knowing that Kylo turned his attention to Snoke and the dark side. Even if such a choice by Luke was possible, it lacked an explanation within the sequel's story, and his newest appearance in the Mandoverse hasn't really given us answers either. It has almost made me more confused. In the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker returned with full force, showcasing just how powerful he had become. It was a great moment and a very fitting end to the overarching story of the show, with Grogu and Din finally finding a Jedi that could take this lost child under his wing.
I will give my life to protect the child, but he will not be safe until he masters his abilities.
It felt like the Luke I used to know, the Jedi I expected to see in the sequel trilogy. calm and collected. It makes sense that Grogu would be his first student, the starting point of a Jedi Order that would be reborn, and the Book of Boba Fett showed us exactly that.
I will teach you to protect yourself.
This portrayal in the Mandoverse felt like the direction the sequels should have taken. It was captivating to observe Luke training Grogu, try to understand him and reusing quotes from his old master Yoda.
He once said to me, "Size matters not."
I truly thought this would be the beginning of a new era with this character, delving into the intricacies of how Luke recruited and mentored his students, the hurdles he faced in raising them, and the eventual downfall of it all. But Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau had other plans, and this is in my opinion when they began to take the Mandoverse and these Disney Plus shows in the wrong direction.
If you choose the armor, you'll return to your friend, the Mandalorian. However, you will be giving into attachment to those that you love, and forsaking the way of the Jedi. But if you choose the lightsaber, you will be the first student in my academy, and I will train you to be a great Jedi.
If there's one struggle Luke Skywalker could deeply resonate with, it's the challenge of managing attachments and the love for others. His entire journey in the original trilogy is about accepting them and recognizing that they are a part of you. That's how he succeeded and overcame the Emperor, through love between a father and a son.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Therefore, I find it quite out of character and somewhat naive for Luke to let go of Grogu due to his attachment to Din. Once again, it feels like our Jedi hero is acting contrary to what I expected him to do, of what I thought he had learned through the years of realizing how the Jedi Order fell in the first place. What I'm trying to convey is that I had hoped Luke would have evolved beyond the narrow-minded and dogmatic views that plagued the Jedi of old, to a more responsive and open approach that recognized the importance of acknowledging and understanding these emotions.
I'll destroy her, and you, and all of it.
No. Strike me down in anger and I'll always be with you.
From a story point of view, it's also extremely stupid for Luke to just throw Grogu out in the universe. Remember that this is a being with enormous force potential, which could easily be exploited for nefarious purposes if he were to fall into the wrong hands. Luke is also well aware that the remnants of the Empire have been relentlessly pursuing this child for quite some time, which makes his decision even more weird. I have asked myself if the story would have taken this direction if the sequels would not have existed. After all, everything is leading up to those films, and Luke's actions here seems more in line with the portrayal of Episode 8 rather than the Luke Skywalker we encountered in Return of the Jedi. Overall, it's sad that Luke's story had to end in such a way, but nowadays when I rewatch The Last Jedi, I choose to remember the good in this character, and I hope others do the same. In this video, I go over this hero's journey in the original trilogy. Click on it to learn more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will have a great day.